On everybody, so there's gonna be a lot of ums in this because I'm really tired. My kids have been running me ragged, but this is gonna be part 2 of the part 1 video from yesterday on story time about why you don't run from the cops and all that, and what happens to you when you do. So I left off yesterday. I think I was in jail. So okay, assuming that that's where I left off yesterday. I was in jail for 8 hours. My court date was set for a month after that. Like 30 days from the time I got out of jail, or first appearance. 30 days later was my actual big court. No one in my family had ever been in trouble like that before. So, I'm like, it's my first time getting in trouble. Even the cop thought they would drop it to a misdemeanor and all that. Like the cop that arrested me, fucking, God, who was Tomb Raider? Yes, this Tomb Raider bitch thought even, they would drop it down to misdemeanor to give me some sort of break. That didn't happen. I never spoke to the public defender or anything like that, and I should have got a lawyer. I honestly should have got a paid lawyer, but I was a dumb kid and I wasn't thinking about it. And my mother's like, come on, we need to do this, we need to do that. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to work. So we get to court, and I honestly don't even remember what happened. God. I was up next, and this woman comes up to me and's like, follow me. So we go outside the courtroom, and, she's talking to me. She's like, God, I think they wanted to give me like 6 months in jail, which is a maximum security jail, or take 18 months probation, like 75 hours community service, and a felony, okay? And I'm like, no more jail? And then she's like, no more jail. So I said, I'm going to do that one, because I was not about to go back to jail. Like, that just wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing it. So anyways, that's it. Go up there and knew what was going on and all that, and the judge goes, okay. And I had to go. It's really freaking confusing. It really was for me. The courthouse and the jail are in the same building. I had to go to the jail, sign some paperwork or something like that, and then I had to go all the way down to Orange Park. And I got out of the jail pretty late. I think I was being fingerprinted. That's why I went to the jail. So after being fingerprinted, I had to go check in or meet my probation officer. Okay. This woman, like, my mother's with me. My mother is driving. They never said I had to hurry up or anything like that. They never said rush over there. So we woke up early for court, and then we were in. My mother was waiting for me, and I was in jail getting fingerprinted. So I got out of there probably like 2:30, 3 o'clock. And, I mean, we were hungry by then. We skipped breakfast, and then we didn't have lunch. So we're starving. So my mother goes, okay, we're going to stop. We're going to get some food, and then we'll go to your probation officers. Okay, no problem. Starving. No one said anything about any time restraints or anything like that. So we stop, get something to eat, and then go over to my probation officer, which was all the way in Orange Park. And I guess, I don't remember, I met with this really nice lady first, okay? And I'm like, oh, you're my probation officer? She goes, no, your probation officer isn't here right now. I'm just kind of giving you orientations. I'm like, okay. And then my probation officer walked in. Now, I don't know if she was a feminist or what. Maybe she was racist because she was black. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she was racist or what. But as soon as I met her, I was real nice. I was, hi, my name's Caleb. Nice to meet you. Just kind of being respectful. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. And she goes, what took you so long getting here? And I'm like, court, fingerprints, and just by her attitude, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to be like, oh, and we stopped to get something to eat. So I'm like, sorry. And it was also pretty secluded. Like, the building was, you come down this way, and then you make a right onto the street, and you go down, and then there's a college right here, and then, like, way that way is the building. Way away from the fucking road. No big-ass sign saying, hey, dumbasses, come here. So, I'm like, and we couldn't find the place. And she's just like, I should violate you right now. And I'm like, what have I done? You know what I'm saying? So, after being orientated and figuring out where I want to do my community service, I leave, and she goes, you have to come back monthly. I said, okay. And she said, oh, also, I'll need to come out to your house and make sure you really live there. I said, okay, I understand. And I worked at a bar at this time, okay? So there'd be days I wouldn't get out of work until about 2:30. And she knew that, like they know where you work and all that. I'm like, I'm a cook. I work at a bar, so if you call me in the morning and I don't answer, I'm sorry. This woman knows my schedule, okay? And she would call me early as hell. And then leave me messages talking about she's going to arrest me if I don't answer. And I'm like, dude, I'm not ignoring your calls. You are not my girlfriend. I am sorry. I was asleep because I got home at about 3 a.m. Didn't go to bed until about 4. I work nights. I'm sorry that I inconvenienced you by sleeping through your phone call. And she would call me like 15 times a month. It was absurd. First time being in trouble, and this is what I'm dealing with. So, you meet with your probation officer once a month here in Florida. I don't know how it is where you guys are, but you meet with your probation officer once a month. I'm always early. Especially, with traffic and all that. I was always early. I didn't want to give this woman a reason to violate me or give me any sort of issue. So I got there like 15 minutes early, and I'm just playing on my phone. Do-do-do-do-do. This woman sees me in the lobby, because they have like a door, and they open and call you back, and she goes, you're early! And I go, I know, because they give you times when you're supposed to be there. I said, I know. And she goes, well, don't expect to come in soon. I'm like, Jesus Christ, chill out. I don't know. And then she was giving me all sorts of issues, okay? Because I worked probably about 30 or 40 miles away from my job. Because at the what? I worked 30 to 40 miles away from where I lived because I wasn't staying there, honestly. But I could have, you know what I'm saying? Later on in life, I did make that journey. I'm on a motorcycle, dude. Gas isn't really a thing, and it's a nice way to start the morning. You go on a nice little ride. So anyways, she goes, I don't believe you're staying there and working there. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like, can you literally tell me where I am staying? Like, are you watching me? Do you go home with me at night? Do you know where I'm staying? And, they'd come and check in on you. And I was always there when she'd come and check in on me. So then, I finally had enough of her attitude. I wasn't doing it anymore. So I transferred into Duval, which is what I should have done to begin with. And I got with another probation officer. And this guy came off as cool, okay? But he was real fucked up. Like, I knew 2 different people that ironically had the same probation officer as I did. I don't know what sort of twist that was. The first guy, he seemed like a pretty cool guy, but he had some issues with drugs and all that, and he was on probation. and he had the same probation officer I did. So they drug tested him, and he came back dirty. And my probation officer was like, dude, I'm not going to violate you or anything like that. Go home. And then sent the cops after him. After saying, hey, I'm not going to violate you, then sent the cops after him. Like, that's just kind of fucked up to me. It's a dirty fucking thing. And probation is a trap. I think if you go up and, like, really talk to a cop, if you have any friends that are cops, and you say, hey, is probation a trap? They're going to be like, yeah, it is. Anyways, so transferred over, no big deal, but this guy took his job like way serious. Like the female probation officer I had in Clay County, she would like come out to the gate because I had land. She'd come out to the gate and I'd drive my car out there or motorcycle, whatever I was using at the time, and she'd see me and she'd go, okay, and it'd be always early as fuck, too. She knew I worked at a bar, and she would come over at like 7:30, and I'm like, you gotta stop this. You stop. She knew what she was doing. And I'd also try and do it on days like where I didn't work, because I worked 5 to close. So I was like, okay, can we do this like on my day off? Like, so I can actually like sleep and... No, It was always on days where I like worked the night before, so I'm trying to sleep. But whatever. So my male probation officer would come over to my apartment in like full tactical gear. Like he was expecting some shit. He had his gun. He had a bulletproof vest. And he'd come to my apartment like that. I'm just like, dude, can you not? I am not going to shoot you. Can you please not wear a bulletproof vest and come to my apartment? Like, I have neighbors, dude. Like, stop it. Stop doing that. Got it. And this, like, he would never tell you when he was going to come by, okay? And so I get a call early as... Or I get a knock on the door early as fuck. I'm half asleep, and I sleep naked. And so I'm like, who the fuck is knocking on my door? And in my mind, it had to be some form of family. So I grab like a sheet, and I'm just like, oh, who the fuck is knocking on my door this early? Open it up, and it's my probation officer. I'm just looking at him. I'm like, do you want to come inside? And he's like, looks inside my apartment for whatever reason. And he's like, no, I'm cool. And then like walked away, and I'm like, okay, dude. But, I was heading down to Georgia. Fucked up thing. I didn't know you had to have a helmet in Georgia. This is why I ultimately winded up in jail for as long as I was. I didn't know you had to have a helmet in Georgia. For some reason, I just, like on a motorcycle, I just assumed that all states were the same. They didn't really care if you had a helmet or not. I don't know why I thought that. So, riding my little bobber on the interstate, and I get stopped by a canine unit. And it was real fucked up, too, because I stopped to get gas. And, I'm merging on the interstate. And there's this black SUV just coming up on me hard. And I'm like, the fuck is this guy doing? So I get over, and he follows me, too. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, dude? Lights me up. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I just got on the interstate. I wasn't speeding. What? And I'm looking, and then I see a semi-truck doing this. I'm like, I know you're not pulling me over because I don't have a helmet. Pulled over. I don't have a helmet. And my bike is exceedingly illegal in Georgia. Cop gets off. And at this time I had a shaved head. I don't know why, but I had a shaved head at the time. And the cop's like, do you have any drugs? Canine unit. I'm like, nope. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I don't have any drugs, dude. And he goes, where are you headed? And I'm like, I don't actually know. I looked at my phone and I showed him, and he goes, you don't know where you're headed? I'm like, no, dude, here's where I'm headed. I showed him the thing on the GPS, and he goes, you mind if I check you? I go, no, dude, go for it. I don't care. Pat me down. Before he even did, you don't have any drugs? No. You don't have any weapons? Dude, I don't have anything on me. So, checks me down. It was a fucked up situation. It was really, really, really fucked up. like, before I ever handed him my license, I was in handcuffs, okay? It was really fucking weird. And I'm just like... like, I was being arrested either way. You know what I'm saying? Like... and then he like, did the thing with my license. It's like, oh, your license is suspended. You're under arrest. And I'm like, so why was I in handcuffs before? You fucking asshole. Bad cop right there. He was a fucking asshole. And then a few months later, I violated probation for that. It was fucking weird. Because the next day, I bailed myself out, got back in Florida. The next day, my probation officer calls me, and he's like, Mr. Rubin, were you in Georgia? And I'm like, I was. And he goes, and you got pulled over? Yeah, And you went to jail? I go, He goes, how'd you get out? I go, oh, I bonded myself out. And he goes, okay. And I'm like, am I in any trouble? No, don't worry about it. 6 months later, I wind up violating probation for that. Nothing else was said about it. Everything was cool. And I violated probation for something I did 6 months. That's fucked up. But this video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. And I will go part 3 probably tomorrow. That's where things really start getting good, because that's where I did all of my jail time and all that, and that's where I saw some shit and actually was kind of maced a little bit. So, look forward to that tomorrow. Look forward to that tomorrow, whatever. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, or you are subscribed, don't forget to hit the little bell icon so you know whenever I upload. That's Jeff. As always, I'm in the Illuminati. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.